James, just describe to us then, from your point of view, the start to your season, because you see a lot of the supporters obviously cheer when you fly down the wing. But from your point of view, how well have you done for yourself?
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season. I think we're unbeaten in the league as a team, and I think we're looking much more organised from top to bottom. Disappointing result at Salford, you could say, because it felt like a defeat. But we took that frustration out on Forest Green, and if you watch the game, we could have been 4-5 nil up if it wasn't for a daft mistake. But that happens. But yeah, for me personally, it's been a good start. It's just about keeping it going and keeping the confidence going.
I noticed in that game on Tuesday, I know you talked about the mistake, but I noticed Legge came over to you and kind of put your arm around you. What did he say to you? Because it looked like it had an effect.
Yeah, he just put his arm around to me and said, keep your head up, it's gone. He said, you've been playing well. He said, you set up the goal. He said, you've been doing brilliantly. He said, don't let it affect you. He said, it doesn't affect you. He says, and you carry on. He says, it starts again. And that's the stuff you need from your senior players. And Legge's brilliant at that, not just Legge, Popey as well, Brownie. They're all brilliant at that, and that helps the younger players massively.
When they come to you and say stuff like that, you must feel a great deal of pride that they're not pointing the finger and blaming that. It's a measure of respect for you, really.
Yeah, it's good that they have faith in you, knowing that you can bounce back. And I think when you're in the first team and as a young lad, you can't let mistakes like that affect you, because especially as a defender, if you make another mistake, it could happen again. So you've just got to deal with it, carry on, start again.
When you've playing and the differences in the way that the manager set the team up this season, is there any difference from this season to last into how he wants you to go about your game?
I think he tried to implement the style of play that we're playing last season. It's just we didn't really have that much time at the back end of the season to drill it into all the players. But now we've had a full pre-season of it, and knowing each players that have come in and knowing when you should press and when you shouldn't press and all the trigger points, I think it's coming along quite well now.
Getting forward is something that every fullback wants to do. So are you ever conscious when you do that there might be a gap behind you now, or have you got that good enough relationship with whoever's on the wing to know that they'll cover you?
Yeah, it's knowing when to go forward and when not to go forward. But when you do, you've got the likes of Joycey and Wazza who runs for fun, who can cover you anyway. So at times you don't really have to worry about what's behind you, because I think if I'm running my winger that way, he's got to follow me unless he's lazy. But he's 9 times out of 10 he's going to follow me and peg him back as well. So I think the only threat there is going to be the striker. But I think on Tuesday only had one up front. So at times we had 3 at the back covering me. So it worked well.
How does it feel when you're setting up the goal? Because on Tuesday, obviously, it was very early on, and as I say, the crowd gets behind you and seem to love it when you run forward. Does that help you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. The fans were brilliant against Northampton and at Salford, but especially at home, you want to get them going, and it could be something simple as a 30-yard run with the ball just to drive forward, just to get you up the pitch. And you can certainly hear it when I am running forward, you can hear it. So set the goal up was brilliant for me.
You also look a lot more disciplined this year as well, and I know when you first came into the first team, I know that's something you worked really hard on. So from your own point of view, do you feel a lot more mentally stronger to deal with that and to, I don't want to use the phrase keep your head, but that's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel more mature. I said on my debut when I got sent off, I think got the first yellow for kicking the ball away, and I said on my next press duty I wouldn't get booked for that again, and I haven't been booked for that again. So it is a big learning curve from when you're a 19-year-old lad coming through, but like you said, you just got to learn from your mistakes and put them behind you.
And the senior players, I suppose, help with that as well, don't you? Like you say, not only do they encourage you, but they try and keep you on the straight and narrow when games do get a bit heated.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Like I said, the senior players are brilliant. It's just about keeping your feet on the floor as a young lad and not getting carried away. You're only 5 games in, you're not 35 games in, and you've played brilliantly. So you're only 5 games in, you've got to take it a game at a time and just see what happens.
The game against Grimsby is another away game, but so far you've acquitted yourself quite well away from home. So I take it you're going there full of confidence.
Oh yeah, we're unbeaten in the league, and we probably should have had more points. We're playing well, we're creating chances, and we also look better defensively, I think, personally. But Grimsby is no easy place to go, so we've got to do it all over again and start again and build on what we did Tuesday.
Is there a feeling that this team is really capable of doing something in the division this season?
Yeah, throughout the whole team, everyone's confident. I think Tuesday and Saturday, against Salford, I didn't think we were going to concede a goal. I felt that confident in the lads, and Tuesday it was so good to play and it was enjoyable to play in. So I think when you're enjoying your football and all the 11 and the subs obviously as well are enjoying the football, anything can happen.